Your digital life was stolen, not in a dramatic movie scene, but quietly, systematically, for profit. This is the $40 billion AI data heist. This isn't just about privacy. It's about the economics of tech warfare, where your data is the battlefield and your digital footprint is the prize. We're diving deep into how your personal information became the fuel for artificial intelligence, and who is cashing in on this massive digital extraction. The promise of AI is immense, but the cost of its creation is being borne by millions who never consented to this data exploitation. Let me show you exactly how this massive operation works and why understanding it is crucial for your digital future. For years, AI companies have been quietly harvesting vast amounts of data from the internet, scraping everything from public forums to private communications. This data, your data, is the raw material that trains the powerful AI models we see today, from chatbots to image generators. But here's the critical part. Much of this data was never intended for AI training, raising serious ethical and legal questions. The sheer scale is staggering. We're talking about petabytes of information, encompassing everything from your social media posts to your search history. This isn't a theoretical problem, it's happening right now, and the consequences are already reshaping our digital economy. Think about the early days of the internet. Information was largely free, shared openly on forums and websites, a digital commons. Companies built their foundations on this open source ethos, promising to connect the world and democratize information. But as AI's potential became clear, a new economic model emerged. Data as the ultimate commodity, more valuable than gold. The economics of AI training data are astronomical. Companies spend billions not just on computing power, but on acquiring and cleaning these massive datasets. This demand created a powerful incentive to acquire data by any means necessary, blurring the lines between ethical sourcing and outright theft. Let me show you the pattern. First, the data is collected openly. Then it's curated and labeled. Finally, it's fed into AI models. This process, repeated billions of times, creates the intelligence that powers our modern world, but at a hidden cost to you. Consider the vast datasets like Common Crawl, which have been instrumental in training many large language models. It's a treasure trove. But within Common Crawl and similar projects lie countless pieces of personal information, conversations, and creative works, all scraped without explicit consent. And this is where your digital life was effectively stolen. Your words, your images, your ideas, repurposed for profit. The legal battles are just beginning, but the economic reality is already set. Billions are being made from data that was never truly theirs to sell. This isn't just about copyright infringement. It's about a fundamental shift in how value is created and captured in the digital age. The companies profiting most are those that can aggregate the largest, most diverse datasets, giving them a significant competitive advantage. Startup versus big tech economics here are stark. Smaller players struggle to compete with the data troves amassed by giants over years. This creates a feedback loop. More data leads to better AI, which leads to more market dominance, which leads to more data acquisition. The economic incentive is clear. Acquire as much data as possible, as cheaply as possible, to build the most powerful AI. And unfortunately, as cheaply as possible often means using data that was freely shared, not data that was explicitly licensed for AI. This is the core of the $40 billion AI data heist. It's not a single event, but a pervasive economic strategy. Evidence block 1, large language models, like those developed by OpenAI and Google, are trained on massive datasets scraped from the internet. Sources like Wikipedia confirm this practice. These datasets often include publicly available text and code, but also encompass content that may contain personal information or copyrighted material. The economic value of this data is immense, driving the multi-billion-dollar AI industry forward at an unprecedented pace. Now let's talk about the profit. Who truly benefits from this massive data harvesting operation? It's not the creators of the original content. The primary beneficiaries are the AI companies themselves, who leverage this data to create proprietary models and services. These models then become incredibly valuable assets, driving stock prices and market capitalization to new heights. Think of it as a digital gold rush. The prospectors are the AI firms, and the gold is your data, refined into artificial intelligence. And here's where it gets truly interesting. The settlements and lawsuits are starting to reflect this economic reality. Companies are being forced to reckon with the value of the data they've used and the cost of acquiring it ethically. But the economic momentum is hard to stop. The demand for training data continues to surge, pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable. This creates a dangerous cycle. The more data you have, the better your AI, the more valuable your company, the greater the incentive to acquire more data. What makes this dangerous today is the sheer speed and scale at which these models are being deployed, impacting everything from job markets to creative industries. Right now, the same data harvesting mechanisms are being refined, making it easier and cheaper to collect even more information. The economic consequences are profound, potentially leading to market concentration and stifling innovation from those without vast data reserves. So what should you take from this $40 billion AI data heist? First, understand that your digital footprint has immense economic value. Second, recognize that the current system incentivizes data acquisition over explicit consent, creating a significant ethical gap. Third, be aware that the legal and economic landscape is rapidly evolving, and your data rights are at the forefront of this tech warfare. The economics of tech warfare dictate that information is power, and your data is the currency of the future AI economy. If this exposé on the $40 billion AI data heist has opened your eyes to the hidden economics of your digital life, subscribe for more. Will we see a shift towards ethical data sourcing, or will the data heist continue unchecked? The answer will shape our digital future. Patent wars, the economics of tech warfare.